what's interesting about this particular observation right now of this boat is how much is being hidden and then how much is being visible. I mean, we know that the waves aren't that high today. The swell isn't that high either, and yet this 16-foot boat it looks like it's being visible one minute and hidden the next, and it's like 8 foot of the hull's missing and then 8 feet of the hull's visible. It's like, that can't be behind Earth curve. We all know this, you know, that isn't sitting just behind Earth curve right now, is what the Globers would always used to say last year with this inferior mirage. But just take a look at it. It's like, it's clearly an optical effect. It's clearly, I mean, it's so obvious. When it's not bouncing behind the curve and then appearing and bouncing and coming back again. All that's happening is it's changing its position on a, you know, on the water as the waves push into it, and this disturbance is changing its relative position as regards the inferior mirage, and then the mirage is looking different every second. Every single second it's changing. And I think I can see what I term fake waves. You know, if you look at the way the waves appear to get thrown up and then just dissipate. I mean, that isn't how waves work for a start. So you can actually tell that the atmosphere, when I say the atmosphere, the sky above is being miraged down over the water and over the boat, and as the atmosphere changes ever so slightly, it allows you to see more of the water. So you see more of the water, and then it gives this appearance of like fake waves. That's my understanding of it now anyway. That's what I see, you know, knowing what happens with these inferior mirages and this overlap, you know, as it overlaps the ocean. For a start, it's reducing the height of the ocean, so, you know, you can imagine that beyond the boat there is more visible ocean, but you just can't see it because the sky is being miraged down and causing a blanket, so you can't see it. That's all it is. On days when from this location, and you know, you can actually see the buildings of Barrow behind this boat, you would see further and further water right up to the shoreline. So it's just one of them. It's like, this is why they say that, oh yeah, you can always point your theodolite to the perceived horizon, and then you will get a drop. You know, you'll be pointing the theodolite down, and that's true, you would do, but you'd be pointing it down at the perceived horizon and not the true horizon. The true horizon is much higher than this, but as I say, this blanket is overlapping it and you can't see it. So of course I'll show you my location right now. I'm in a different position altogether actually. I'm smack bang between North Pier and Central Pier. And I'm filming from the beach. Let's have a look at these turbines today. Let's see what's happening over there. Let me just straighten the camera. I imagine there'll be an inferior mirage on these two, clearly see the inferior mirage there as well. So the sky is being repeated down again, causing blockage of the bottom of them, especially the ones in the distance. And of course they're further away, the ones that are smaller are further away, so their angular size is different. They appear smaller being further away. So, welcome to my world this year. I think I've had 1, maybe 2 days of acceptable visibility. That's been it. I mean, even on a beautiful day like this, when the sun's out, we've got blue skies, we've actually got fluffy clouds for a change. We don't actually have any chemtrails. And yet, you know, the visibility is terrible, you know. And I mean that as in, the observational visibility is terrible. This inferior mirage is killing me this year. Last year, by this time last year, I had probably half a terabyte of data with the P900, and this year I've not been able to get anything. This inferior mirage is constant, just absolutely constant all the time. It's very, very frustrating. And it certainly isn't like this. It wasn't like this last year. Last year I could come down to this location, I'd be able to see Barrow and Furnace no problem. You know, I was able to get so much data last year, but what we're in now, we're in June already this year, and all year for the full 6 months we've had this inferior mirage, or we've had it was like a mist that was just here all the time. There was this mist that just wouldn't lift. I mean, you couldn't even see 6-7 miles away. It was horrible. And this was for the most part of the start of the year, up till at least mid-April. And then since then, it's just been this inferior mirage all the time. There's been no visibility at all. And I don't know how the rest of the year is going to pan out, but if it carries on like this, there's literally going to be hardly any data collected this year, simply by virtue of the atmosphere not playing ball. What else do we have over there? We've got something over here that might be of interest. Let's have a look. Just need to lower the camera tripod a sec. Just bear with me. Oh, there we go. What's that bad boy there? Oh, that looks like it's the... Oh, that's an interesting observation, actually. That really is. That's the... Oh, I can't remember its bloody name. Oh, it's one of those... It's that vessel that... that helps put the turbines in the ocean and repairs them and stuff like this. I can't remember the name of it. I'll probably flash up the name on this video in a moment. I'll actually find the name of it. But yeah, that's it's a big boat. Believe me, it's a big boat. But I should be able to track its exact position right now. It looks like it's behind an inferior mirage again. The lowest part of it is anyway. But I think it's about 400 feet tall in total, or 380 feet tall. It's a big boat. But it does appear to be quite a long way away, actually. So might be able to get some data on that. Again, my location is perhaps, I'd say probably 100 meters away from shore. Yeah, be interesting to triangulate that. I just can't remember its name right now of that particular boat, but I will find out. Right, well, I don't think there's much more to show you but you know, there's nothing going off really. I mean, you get high expectations, you're able to see some pretty good clarity on the tower and whatnot. And this is another point, yeah, this is just a couple of days or 3 days after the full moon, and it's like I've said, the air clarity always appears to be so much clearer, so much brighter and crisper after the full moon. And I don't know why, but a couple of days after the full moon, we just get beautiful colours. You know, everything seems bright, everything seems nice, fresh. As I say, they've got blue sky, fluffy clouds. The richness on these buildings is very clear. All the colours are all very clear, and this is typical after a full moon. And then what will happen is, in about 3 weeks' time, so you've got a week to go before the next moon, you'll see everything being very drab, you know, and dreary and dull. You know, the colours aren't very crisp. And then it all seems to change. Whatever happens at the full moon and just after, something happens, I'm sure of it, that allows visibility, and it's like it freshens the atmosphere somehow. It's something that I have noticed and talked about before. Over the past 2 years I've talked about it, and it's quite evident. I mean, today, just look at this. Just look at how all these colours, hang on, just let me set my camera up properly. I mean, just look how golden the sands are. You know, and this is, as daft as it sounds, I mean, people are going to say, well, the sun's out, and you obviously you can see it because the sun's out. Yeah, it's bright. Yeah. Well, it's not the case. You can have a bright day and you don't have very rich colours. And today we've got incredibly rich colours. So that's something to keep a track of for sure. I wonder if the inferior mirage is as bad this way. Let's have a look, see. Let's start. So we're looking south now. So let's have a look south and see if the inferior mirage is just as bad this way. Yeah, it looks like we've still got an inferior mirage. You can see the turbine blades are disappearing into that inferior mirage, and just before they hit it, or just as they hit it, they kind of bend back on themselves. That's a clear mirror image off the inferior mirage, that. So again, nothing behind that you would ever see. Fake waves, just everything. Well, right, I've waffled on enough anyway, guys. I just wanted to show you this today. I was really excited when I saw the weather this morning, and I saw that I knew that it was just after the full moon, and I thought I was going to get something today, but Mother Nature is not playing ball again. So I guess I'll just have to see you in the... Oh, hang on, let's get a time actually for this boat before I go. Hang on, what time is it now? So it's 8:51 in the morning right now. 8:51, Thursday, 6th of June. Show you that boat again so we can triangulate it, because they normally do it every 10 minutes. So there it is. Right, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.